The beginning of the story, we see a huge Yuzik ship, but it's not sailing on water, but moving through the burning desert sands. This world wasn't ours. It was a different world where the people were different. Their culture was different. And the most terrifying thing was that music monsters lived there alongside humans. All the warriors aboard the ship had their eyes fixed on one place, the sky tower visible before them. They had only one music objective, to reach that tower at any cost and close the door there forever, so that the monsters of this world couldn't enter our world, and the humans there wouldn't be trapped in this terrifying world. The ship was speeding across the desert, and the warriors inside were talking to each other, perhaps to hide their fears, or perhaps to hear each other's voices for the last time. But then suddenly, the ground began to tremble. A terrifying subterranean monster, living underground and emerging without warning as death attacks from beneath the sand. All the warriors knew how to fight it, so they somehow managed to control their ship and keep moving forward. But this time, the monster's attack is even more powerful. The ship shakes violently, and in the shock, one warrior is thrown straight into the desert. His screams are lost in the sand, and the others, heartbroken, move on with the ship. Now, the story returns to our world, the present day, where a team of soldiers in their jeeps is on a mission in the middle of the desert. They are accompanied by the Alpha and Bravo teams that had been sent earlier. This time, the team leading the way was Alpha, while Bravo team had already left. But the problem was that there was no sign of Bravo team's jeeps anywhere. No signal, no response, so the Alpha team sets off to find them. Along the way, they notice large stones to their left and right. They bear strange writing. The language seems ancient, as if it were a vestige of a forgotten civilization. It feels as if the stones hold a warning, or as if this path leads to another world. Suddenly, a terrifying storm begins to rage before them. Sand begins to fly, and the atmosphere becomes terrifying. Leading all these soldiers is a music female soldier. She wasn't just a woman. She was strong, intelligent, and knew how to read situations. Therefore, the responsibility of the entire team rested on her shoulders. Everyone realized that this coming storm wasn't just weather. Anything could happen within it. And at that very moment, each soldier remembered their family, knowing that the next step in this desert could be their life, and perhaps their last. Amidst all this, a soldier quietly removes the pendant from his neck and ties it to his shoe. His voice becomes a little heavy as he says, "If anything happens to me, perhaps this will identify me, music." Hearing this, the atmosphere becomes even more tense. Just then, the lady soldier sternly orders us not to proceed further. We must change course from here, but perhaps fate had other plans. Even after changing course, despite the vehicles driving at full speed, a terrible storm drags these music jeeps into it. After much struggle, the storm throws them, completely injured, into the desert, and now this desert is no ordinary place. These people have reached another world. That very storm was in fact the path to that world. Now there was no sign of return. By this time, the entire team was alive. Not a single soldier had died, but there was only silence all around. No path was visible as far as the eye could see. Then the lady soldier sends a soldier to climb a sand dune to look ahead. As soon as he reaches the top, everyone in a panicked voice. The sight they see is chilling. Bravo team's jeeps are parked there, music. When everyone approaches, they see that all the soldiers inside have been reduced to ashes. The most terrifying thing is that there was no sign of any fight. No scuffle, no monster's body, only bullet marks. But who were the bullets fired at? No one can understand. The same questions start swirling in everyone's mind. Who killed these soldiers and how? The survivors somehow repair their vehicles and decide to move forward. They had to find a way. Then a man sees them from a distance. This is the warrior who fell from the first plane into the desert. His name is Hunter. As the soldiers advance, they come across a massive skeleton. At first, they think it's the skeleton of a dinosaur, but it's many times larger than a dinosaur. Just then, an arrow comes from the skeleton and burrows into the ground. The hunter warns them that this place is unsafe. They must leave immediately. The lady music soldier realizes the danger and orders everyone to retreat. But it's too late. The same subterranean monster that lives beneath the desert comes tearing through the ground in front of everyone, killing the soldiers one by one. The screams, the sound of gunfire, and the blood flowing in the sand all end in an instant. Hunter also helps them. He shoots the monster with his bow and arrow just to distract it for a while and give some people a chance to escape. The surviving soldiers run to the mountain cliffs and think they are safe now. But this is their biggest mistake. This world was not like ours. Death stalks here even during the day, and at night there is no chance of escape. The soldiers sit exhausted and talking when another terrifying monster, the Nursels, arrives. This is a species made up of spiders and other terrifying creatures. In the blink of an eye, he lifts Lady Soldier into the air. As soon as she lands, she faints. All the soldiers begin firing at the monster, but it won't die so easily. The situation worsens so much that the remaining soldiers, thinking Lady Captain dead, move on. They think she might be able to save herself, but no one survives. The same monsters kill them too. The monster's attack on Lady Soldier was fatal, but she wasn't dead. Despite being seriously injured, she regains consciousness after a while. But regaining consciousness is the beginning of her troubles. The monster returns again. This time it swallows her and within a short time spits her out inside its own hideout. This place was no ordinary hideout. It was the monster's home, a terrifying nest where it captured humans. Sticky armor all around, corpses hanging from the walls, and its eggs everywhere. Even in this situation, luck favored the Lady Soldier. She was alive. Somehow, she freed herself from that dirty, sticky armor and looked ahead. All her companions were dead. Meanwhile, she found a handbag. Inside it was a spray and a small light. Using that light, she tried to get out. Then she encountered a soldier, but he was no longer human. The poison had taken effect on him. His body was beginning to burst. Veins were forming and strange creatures were emerging from within him. Writhing in pain, all he could say was, "Captain, get out of here quickly." As she moved forward, the same monster appeared again. Fear, pain, and courage combined to force her to run towards a tunnel. A faint light is visible from above. She almost reaches the exit when a monster grabs her leg. Mustering her last bit of strength, she thrusts the light directly into the monster's mouth. The moment the light hits, the monster begins to burn, writhing in agony. Seizing this opportunity, she escapes the tunnel. Once outside, she realizes a profound truth. These monsters cannot venture into the sunlight. They are creatures of darkness alone. Darkness is their strength. She was safe in the sunlight. Sitting there alone, she begins to wonder what world she has entered. Cattered, because now she is completely alone in this strange world. After a while, she reaches a high cliff. She throws a stone down from the top and sees that even during the day, the monster living beneath the desert emerges, meaning the danger is far from over. Searching for a way, she moves forward along the rocks. Then she sees the ship that once belonged to the warriors. She goes inside, hoping to find some water. But then Hunter arrives. Without a second thought, he attacks Lady Soldier. Neither of them was weak. They possessed formidable fighting skills. The clash was so fierce that it reverberated throughout the area. Hunter believed that humans from the outside world only brought trouble. Perhaps this woman was a threat to him. With this thought in mind, he grabbed her and took her inside his shell. This shell was Hunter's own hideout, a place where no monster could attack him. He lived there to protect himself. The next morning, Hunter went out to see if the path ahead was safe. But when he returned, Lady Soldier was gone. As soon as he turned back, Lady Soldier attacked him. The fierce fight began again. They still consider each other enemies. Fighting, they reach the middle of the desert. Then comes a moment when Hunter slips and is about to fall into the monster's tunnel. At that moment, Lady Soldier stops. A question echoes in her mind. If we kill each other, who will survive? Will anyone survive this world alone? With that thought, she grabs Hunter's hand and pulls him up. Hunter wasn't from our world, so he didn't understand our language. Still, Lady Soldier tries to convince him through gestures and expressions, frat, that they won't harm each other anymore. Hunter understands her. From there, the two team up not just to survive, but to escape this world. Hunter leads her to the edge of the desert and tells her that moving forward will bring them face to face with the monsters. The Sky Tower is visible on the distant horizon. It's the only place where they can return to their homes. Then Lady Soldier tells him that her jeep is parked ahead and that it contains heavy bombs. If they reach there, the monsters can be destroyed. Hunter laughs lightly and clarifies that these bombs will have no significant effect on the monsters. From there, they formulate a different plan. In this world, only another monster can kill a monster. Hunter explains that the monsters living inside the tunnels have a poisonous venom. If they find that venom, the monsters living in the desert can be killed. Now they both wait for nightfall. As darkness falls, Lady Soldier deliberately stands in the open to attract the night monsters. As darkness deepens, monsters begin to emerge from the tunnels. One of the monsters begins to chase Lady Soldier. She deliberately runs forward. Just then, Hunter's trap works, and the monster is caught in it. In an instant, the two attack it and completely destroy it. Along with it, they also remove its stinger, which contains the deadly venom. The next morning, their plan begins. Hunter has already removed the stinger from the night before and tied it to his arrow. As soon as the sun rises, the two move forward. Lady Soldier was not yet fully prepared for the battles of this world. Understanding this, Hunter trains her. He teaches her to fight with the heavy weapons stored in his ship so that she will not be vulnerable in any future situation. Now Lady Soldier was ready for that final battle. Together, they distract the monster to find the right opportunity. As soon as the monster focuses on them, Hunter releases his arrow. The venom-filled arrow hits the monster directly in the eye. The monster doesn't die, but one of its eyes becomes useless. At that very moment, Lady Soldier reaches out with her tongue. From there, she draws a heavy weapon and continuously fires bombs at the monster. Gradually, the monster weakens. Hunter now takes his magnificent sword and attacks the monster and tries to strike it in the head. But the monster throws it away with great force. Hunter falls unconscious. Now the fight is all Lady Soldier's. Undeterred, she climbs on top of the monster and drives her sword into its head with full force. Finally, the terrifying monster collapses. Lady Soldier immediately reaches Hunter. He lies unconscious in critical condition. She removes the skin of the same monster. She places Hunter inside it, ties him to her back, and continues their journey. After covering some distance, Hunter regains consciousness. Now they both continue walking together. After a long journey, they reach a forest area. There they find clean water and see some strange animals. These are Absaurus, which are vegetarians and do not harm humans. Hunter was from this universe, so he was fully aware of all these creatures. Now they have water and food. As night falls, the atmosphere becomes heavy again. Both begin to sense danger. As soon as they open their eyes, they see a huge shadow looming in the sky. A flying dragon is flying above them. It was a wyvern named Rathalos. Rathalos spews fire, and upon his arrival, the rest of the creatures flee the forest in fear. Then all of Hunter's companions arrive. The Admiral is the first to arrive. Realizing the gravity of the situation, he immediately begins to help them. Hunter and Lady Soldier are desperately trying to save themselves when they reach the edge of a deep abyss. Just then, Hunter, along with, swings in the air and pulls them safely out of there. But the Admiral has doubts. He thinks that this girl from another world could pose a threat to them. Fearing this, he has Lady Soldier's hands bound and has her locked in a cage. Hunter comes to meet her. But Lady Soldier angrily shows her bound hands, making it clear that she is not willing to accept herself as a prisoner. From there, she begins to think of a way out. After a while, she discovers that there's another passage hidden beneath the cage she's locked in. She slowly opens the door and reaches the bottom of the ship. This passage is a kind of kitchen, and the chef there is a cat. There was nothing strange in this world. That's why a cat being chef doesn't surprise anyone. Through the same passage, she reaches the rest of the crew. Now the Admiral frees her hands. He explains that Hunter has told her everything about her music and is convinced that she's not a threat. Lady Soldier, unable to understand him, asks in surprise, "How do you know my language?" Then the Admiral tells her the truth. He says that she's not the first person to come here from another world. People from her world have come here long ago. That's why she knows different languages. Lady Soldier then asks where she is and how she got here. The Admiral points to an old book and begins to tell a story. Long ago, an ancient civilization lived here. Those people used highly advanced technology, so advanced that they could travel between their own world and Lady Soldier's world. But this very technology became the cause of their destruction. They destroyed themselves. Yet, that path was never closed. The Sky Tower in front is the last vestige of that civilization. It's the place where the path to another world opens. This clearly meant that the only way out was through the Sky Tower. The Admiral also makes it clear that they don't want humans from other worlds to come here, nor the monsters from here to go there. Their mission from the beginning was to reach the Sky Tower and close the passage forever. But on the way, the monsters attacked them, so they first had to rescue their people and repair the ship. In the chaos, Hunter was separated from them. Now the situation had changed. The Admiral says the mission will be resumed. Lady Soldier can return home, but on one condition: she must accompany them on this mission. The next morning, Hunter and Lady Soldier leave the ship behind and head towards the Sky Tower. The path to the tower isn't that difficult, but the real problem was getting out. Those same old stones reappear, written with warnings in a strange alien language. The entire Sky Tower is generating a terrible electricity within itself. The constant flashes of lightning, heavy rain, and a storm brewing in the sky all add to the terrifying atmosphere. Meanwhile, a shadow looms in the sky, and in no time, Rathalos arrives. The ground trembles with his presence. The Admiral tells everyone that there's only one way to kill him. When Rathalos builds fire within himself before spewing fire, that's the moment he's most vulnerable. That's the only time they can attack him. Rathalos attacks the ship's warriors and begins to rain fire all around them. Then the Admiral thrusts his sword into the ground. A powerful blast of fire erupts from within the ground. This was the signal. Now all the warriors, armed with their swords, attack Rathalos. They try to capture and stop him. Rathalos's fire and the Sky Tower's lightning combine to make the storm even more powerful. This storm was actually a passage to another world. Lady Soldier desperately tries to escape through that passage, but the Rathalos breathes fire on her too. Now she stands on the edge of a cliff, a fall from which could mean either death or a world changed once again. Finally, she plummets. Her body vanishes into thin air amidst pain, darkness, and a strong wind. But fate takes a turn for the worse. She returns to her own world. When music she awakens, there's chaos everywhere. A search operation is already underway.